Right-sizing specialist is very similar to downsizing, except that what we do is we find the right scenario for the client that we're working with. Sometimes it's a smaller home, which is the right size for them. Sometimes they're moving into senior living and they're looking for a 2-bedroom apartment coming out of a big home, which is the right size for them. So we take our team of professionals, contractors, movers, packers, estate liquidators, along with our skills, real estate agents, and we get them from one place to the other without the stress.
How about I tell you why we got into the business that we're in? It was my mother, and she lived alone in the house I grew up in, and she was living in Arlington where we live, and I would be going over there a couple times a week to make sure she was taking her medication and just looking out for her. And she had issues that caused her to faint and fall. And so finally, her and I went to the same doctor, general practitioner, and when she didn't know it, I would have discussions with him. I said, Doc, you got to help me talk my mom into moving into a senior community. She's very resistant. So with both of us working on her, we convinced her that that was the best thing to do. So we finally talked her into moving into an independent living. It was a well-respected one in Arlington. And I think what she got there and made friends, and she lived alone, and most of the neighbors where she was living, there was only like one that she really knew, and everybody else she didn't know. So now she got a whole new set of friends to communicate with, and she did really well there. So that's kind of what got us in the business, is helping her. And what do we do with all the stuff that had accumulated? And what we learned from that, we learned that's not the best way to do things, basically. So we started surrounding ourselves with professionals that could help with things like liquidating an estate, what to do with all the stuff. It's not garage sales in most cases. And then, my brother and I helped her pack and got a trailer and moved her. And then I hired somebody with a huge trailer just to haul off stuff, and now I know we could have sold that stuff. So that experience is what got us into the business that we're in now. And it was also part of an inspiration. We wrote a book, The Ultimate Guide to Downsizing, that we published, and that story is kind of what led to the whole thing.
Because it's all about the relationship building. And a lot of times the clients that we work with either have adult children that are wanting to push them out the door, or not wanting them to do anything, or not wanting to hear their why. And we get an opportunity to sit there and do that for them, because we do it out of respect, because they've earned it. And we want them to know that.